Once upon a time, at the very edge of a forest, beautiful little white cottage, lived a family of 3 bears. There was an itsy-teensy little baby bear, a middle-sized mother bear, and a great, big, huge daddy bear. One day, Mama Bear decided that she'd make some nourishing porridge for her children. So she put the porridge on the table in 3 wooden bowls. But when they sat down to eat the porridge, it was so hot that the little baby bear said, "Mommy, this porridge is too hot. Let's take a walk in the woods, and when we come back, it will be just right to eat." So the daddy bear said, "Now that's a very good idea. Put on your hats and coats, and we'll go for a walk in the forest." So the 3 bears put on their summer hats and coats and walked into the forest. Now, since they were such honest bears, they left the door of the cottage open. They never suspected that anybody would come and take anything out of the house. But they were wrong. For no sooner did they get into the forest when a horrible old lady came walking along. Oh, she was so ugly. She had long, strangly straight hair and thin, bony fingers, and she was so ugly to look at. Now, if she had been a good lady, when she came to the cottage, she would have knocked at the door and waited for an answer. But since she was so nasty, she peeped in through the window, and not seeing anybody in the house, she flung the door open and came stomping into the house. The first thing she saw were the 3 dishes of porridge on the table. She went to the first porridge bowl, the biggest one, because she was a greedy old lady, and she started eating it. Ow! It was too hot. She burned her tongue. Then she went to the middle-sized bowl. Oh, it was terrible. It was so cold. Then she came to the baby's bowl, and it was so delicious that she ate the whole bowl up. And you know what she almost did? She almost put the silverware in her pocket. But when she looked at it the second time, she saw that it bore the Mark Lintons on it. So she didn't want cheap silverware. But you can bet your boots, if it had Roger's brother written on it, she surely would have stuck it in her pocket. Then she went into the next room, and there she saw 3 chairs. She went over to the great big chair, and she sat down, and... Ow! She hurt herself. It was too hard. Then she went to the next chair. Oh! It was too soft. Then she saw the 3rd chair. She sat down in it. Oh, it was so comfortable that she just sat and sat and sat until... Bang! She fell right through the bottom of the chair. It was too late for her. Oh, she was so disgusted that she decided she'd go upstairs and find a bed. Up the steps she went. She came to a beautiful little bedroom. There she saw the great big bed, and she flopped herself down onto it. Oh, again. It was too hard. She spied the 2nd bed, and she lay down on that. Oh, it was too soft, and she just couldn't get herself comfortable. Then she saw the baby bear's bed, and she rushed over to it and lay down on that. Oh, it was so relaxing and so comfortable that she went right to sleep. A couple minutes later, 3 bears came back from their walk in the forest. They opened the door of the house and came in. And Daddy Bear went over to the table and saw this awful mess. "Somebody has been eating out of my bowl, and I don't know who it was. But they splashed the soup all over the table." Then Mommy Bear went over to her bowl and she said, "Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, somebody has been eating soup out of my bowl." And then the baby bear saw his bowl. Oh! Oh, somebody's been eating out of my bowl. And they ate it all up. Oh! Then they walked into the parlor. Daddy Bear said, "Somebody has been sitting in my chair. Look what they did to the pillows." And then Mommy Bear said, "Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Somebody's been sitting in my chair." And then the baby bear saw his chair and, "Oh! Somebody's been sitting in my chair. And look, they broke the bottom right out of it. Oh!" Then they decided they'd go upstairs because they didn't see any intruders downstairs. Up the steps they went. Daddy Bear walked into the bedroom and looked at his bed. "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed. Look what they did to the covers." And Mama Bear said, "Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Somebody's been sleeping in my bed." And Baby Bear walked over to his bed and, "Oh! Oh, somebody was sleeping in my bed. And here she is." Now, the little old lady has been sleeping very peaceably. And when she heard the Daddy Bear's voice, she thought there was a storm roaring outside. But that didn't bother her. And then she heard Mama Bear's voice, and she thought there was a breeze rustling through the trees. And that didn't bother her either. But when she heard the squeaky Baby Bear's voice, she thought she heard a mouse. And it scared her so that she jumped out of bed. And when she saw the three bears there, she was so frightened that she jumped right out of the window through the glass and everything. And she hit the ground. But she hit it with such vehemence that she went down and down and down and down and down, straight through the earth until she came to China. And nobody has seen her since. And if she isn't dead, I guess she's still living. And that's, Sandra Lee, my darling, is a little story I decided to cook up for you. With the aid of Len Hall, who very generously loaned me his recording machine, we bring it to you. I hope you like it.
You've been listening to Once Upon a Time, presented each week at 10:30 by Lever Brothers, makers of Love Mrs. Shirley Clean. This is CB System.